Alright then guys, what is going on? s.t.a.l.k.e.r here and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Today we're inside of the day before. Now there's a specific reason why we've laid out this video in a specific manner, and it is because we uploaded a video just yesterday going over the whole controversy of what it is that's going on with the day before right now. If you haven't seen it, then you'll find it on the annotation just up here, but we thought we had to address a few comments inside of the comment section because this is absolutely baffling to think that people are now making some sorts of excuses for this. So we're going to cover a load of stuff and try and break some of this stuff down because I think that you guys need to see the absolute atrocity that is the general brain cells inside of this gaming community when it comes to games like this. This is absolutely ridiculous, and we're just going to show you a quick clip of exactly how ridiculous this game is. Okay, so this is just one of the clips that you guys will find inside of the day before. Now, I'm under no illusion that no game is perfect, but this game is definitely not as it was advertised. Like I said, we've already broke down a bigger video last night. If you, again, annotation will be up here somewhere. You'll find the link down in the description. But this is absolutely ridiculous to think that this is the game that they tried to promise us with at a $40 price bracket. So with that being said, we're going to dive on into your beautiful little comments and see if we can break down some absolute moron. Okay, and here we are in the beautiful comment section today. This thing looks absolutely hilarious, and as you can see, I've already had a bit of a field day with the comment section with this one. I think a lot of people are on the right frame of mind with this, but we have to take a look at some of the deeper meaning. Now, obviously, some people already know what it is that they're talking about, such as this one right here, where it states that I would like to know how do we hold these people accountable and prevent them from ever doing this again. Now, unfortunately, because of the way the gaming community actually works and the way that the whole systematic system works, you can't stop people from actually doing this. The development teams that run around in their games will just ruin the reputation of their development team, and people just won't purchase games from them ever again. So this is obviously going to happen inside of the gaming scene when there's simple cash grabs such as this. Now, we're going to take a look at some of the excuses that people have now pushed out. Now, if you haven't already, smash that beautiful blue thumbs up and subscribe with post notifications turned on. And while I've got your attention, make sure you are utilizing code CLOUD at our sponsor today, Advanced GG, the #1 clinically proven energy supplement on the market. My favorite flavor is cherry vanilla, but you guys can catch an array of flavors via the link in the description. With that being said, let's dive on into some absolute mongheads. Now, this one right here was probably one of my favorites. Now, I've obviously got the comments up on screen, but we'll enlarge them for you guys as we read them so you can take a bigger look. But it says right here, not sure where you're coming from. Yesterday, I played it for 40 minutes and killed 5 players and around 30 zombies on one server. Yes, his argument was in 40 minutes he killed 5 players and 30 zombies. In 40 minutes. The hit registration seemed to be serviceable, and I think most of them problems are down to server tick rate. Not sure if the zombies respawn or once they have been killed, the server gets restarted. It's also only been a few days in EA. You're not pre-buying a finished game. You're investing in the developers to help finish the game and given a chance to play test it during development. Nobody has been scammed. The gameplay they put out has been mostly consistent with what we have at the moment. Woodbury and going back there has been in trailers for 2 years or so. If the crafting elements map areas aren't ready and playable, then what do you want them to do? Also, the player count on Steam is going up slowly and the review percentages is sliding more towards positive direction. It's clicky videos like these creators are putting out in droves to get revenue that are putting people off. Most people complain about it, have never played it. I've clocked up 23 hours in it and I'm having a blast with it for what it is at the moment. A looter shooter. Reminds me of H1Z1 and that makes me happy. You cannot make a statement like that and be still sane by the end of it. It is absolutely ridiculous. Essentially what we're saying here is you guys have to pay a £40 price bracket. Hear me out here. A £40 price bracket to be a playtester to a game while it's in development. That is the argument that this guy is. A playtester is genuinely a job role, okay? A playtester is a paid job role where they pay people to play the game, find the bugs, and find the differences, and then they can reiterate that before the game actually releases. They do not charge people £40 to become a playtester to find these issues so that then they can eventually make a decent game afterwards. It's absolutely absurd, and the game for the full release is going to be put up to $50. There is absolutely no way on this earth. What he is stating is essentially that the gameplay is exactly what we have been advertised and everything is exactly as it is. This is mental. He's clocked 23 hours in this absolute trash can of a game, and he stated that it is a looter shooter. What? Followed by the statement of, it reminds me of H1Z1. Well, I am extremely sorry for your freaking gaming category style, sir, because this is absolutely absurd. The fact that we are even slightly defending anybody with this is absolutely hilarious. Just underneath this comment, though, somebody else right here put, it's not a scam. People just don't understand game development. The devs are putting in so much work and updating it. The game gets better after 30 hours plus. Well, that's okay then. That's okay. It's because the 3.2 or 3.4 million, I think we figured out, that they have earned from this game already would warrant the fact that that it's okay for us to work on it while it's in development. Needless to say, the amount of pushback that we've had from this game and the amount of controversies and the amount of delays that we have had, it is ridiculous to think that people are stating that this is not a scam. The bit that concerns me the most is the fact that the gaming community are genuinely, there are people out there that seem to think that this is okay. What that says to me is that the gaming community has been served wrongly by the development teams and the publishers inside of the gaming scene itself, to the fact that this is now normal. That is disgusting. This is not normal. If they think that this is normal and this is a game that you genuinely are meant to be paying $40 for, then you've lost your bloody mind. I mean, realistically, what part of this is damn normal? What part of this is normal? It makes absolutely no sense to me at all, and I really cannot fathom the absolute ridiculous statements that people are making right now. Like, it wasn't even advertised in a straight movement. It was advertised as a survival game, a zombie survival game, I believe is what it was, an MMO, quote unquote, and they've now changed the tags. It's an extraction shooter. They didn't even know what the hell their game was. There are so many comments in here, though, of real, like, down-to-earth people that are stating things like, I keep comparing it to No Man's Sky. But on a serious note, people are saying, you didn't see this coming, are you joking? Like, a lot of us did see this coming, but me, myself, I was quite optimistic, and I did hope that they'd be able to pull this one out of the bag. Especially after all the controversies, I'd liked to have hoped that the entire time over the last few years where they've had issues, that they'd release it in a decent state, because realistically, they kind of had to get a good performance. These are some of my favourites ones here, though. Sony fanboy. I'm a Sony fanboy. I'm a Sony fanboy because I didn't like this carnage fest of a game. Absolutely ridiculous. We have another one right here that states No Man's Sky was worse. Oh my god. Ridiculous. We have another one right here just above it. They're all coupled up in groupings of moron. Stating, I'm playing the game, it's not bad, it has potential. This game reminded me of H1Z1 and DayZ when it first early access launched. Stop hating, guys. Grow up. You don't like the game, get a refund and move on. No one forced you to buy the game. Oh my god. I think that the people are getting this completely misconstrued and they're not understanding the problem at hand here. The problem isn't that it's completely underdeveloped. The problem isn't that it looks relatively low in graphical design. It could pass. Don't get me twisted. As far as graphical design goes, it could pass. But the gameplay itself is absolutely freaking disgusting. And there is absolutely nothing going on. You're in an abandoned, barren world where zombies are near enough null and voided unless you rinse and repeat the exact same areas. And people come few and far. Most people haven't even seen people inside of this game yet. And if they have, they've had a ginormous head that looks like it's coming out of a freaking toilet. But they're not understanding the problem here. This is a typical 101 of false advertisement. The biggest issue with this is that it is completely and utterly falsely advertised. Nothing is as it was said inside of the game. You may be able to go and make your own little base station, and apparently from what I hear, because I didn't get that freaking far, that is the best part of it, and even then it's quite minuscule and it's relatively minute, the amount of stuff you can do, but irrelevant to it. The overall aspect of what it is that they advertised versus what they pushed out is just not the same. For a start, it is not even in the genre it was advertised as. People were buying MMO survival games thinking they were going to get an MMO. They got an extraction freaking shooter. This game, from top to bottom, is just complete scam pack, and it's just the basis of a pure cash grab. I don't know if the developers are genuinely believing that what they've done with this game is actually okay. As far as I'm aware, we've had absolute no notice period from the development team whatsoever about this statement. But it's just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous, and even with a day one patch, it made absolutely zero difference. We have another guy right here that states, not everything is a scam. Stop jumping on the it's a scam bandwagon. You sound ridiculous. They simply under-delivered, in which case, just don't play the game. Boycott what us gamers don't want, and devs like this will either vanish and learn from their mistakes and give us something better going forward. But calling this the biggest scandal is ludicrous. You're overdoing it. Definitely not. We're definitely not overdoing it. And you can state this as much as you like, but the boycott action inside of the gaming community does absolutely nothing. Take a look at Hogwarts Legacy. That was probably one of my favourite games this year, or at least one of the top 3. And this game was absolutely incredible. And it was scrutinized underneath a boycott mentality. Nobody's going to boycott a freaking game. They're not going to boycott a damn development team. They're not going to boycott a publishing demand, because if people like the look of a game, they're going to purchase a game. The reason advertisement platforms and marketing campaigns actually exist is because you advertise and market your product. You push forward what it is that you have got and what it is that people will receive. This is not what they advertised or marketed. It's just not even close. And anyone who argues it has got absolutely zero brain cells to rub together inside of their freaking noggins. I just can't sit here and hear it. I cannot sit there and listen to it. And this isn't normally a video that I would do. It's definitely not down my routine uploads, and probably not one that I'll ever do again, because for me, this game, the day before, is an anomaly. This game has caused so many issues inside of the gaming community, and has caused so many articles to come out and say this is a joke, that you cannot ignore this, and you cannot just sit there and try and argue that one. It's just borderline impossible. In a couple of years' time, could this game be okay? 100%. 100%. Cyberpunk 2077 solidly proved that a bad game that has been published in a really, really bad state can make a comeback and be one of the better games of that year once it's been fixed. But as an overall, right now, this is not worth bloody buying. What they need to do over at Fantastic is go away, pay some developers and pay some people to actually work on their game, and stop getting volunteers and playtesters from a £40 Steam freaking library. Develop your game and fix your problems. This isn't ready. This should never have launched. This is an absolute carnage fest. This game was predicted to be probably the worst game of 2023, and it so should have been adhered to, and people should have been able to get their money back. And if anybody from Steam is watching this, which is highly unlikely, but what you should be doing is just refunding anybody who wants a refund on this for the first week of purchase at least, because this is a joke. This is an absolute joke. This isn't a game that people should be paying $40 for. This wasn't what they were advertised. This wasn't what the marketing schemes actually pushed out, and this wasn't what they thought they were purchasing. Anyone who buys it from this point forward, after all of the articles on Forbes, on Game Rant, all of the videos that I've gone up on YouTube, you're mad. You're mad if you still want to purchase this game. But that's all we've got time for today. I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. And if you haven't, absolutely sound. Leave a blue thumbs down or a thumbs down or whatever you want to freaking call it. But I just couldn't shut up about this one. I couldn't stay quiet. Thank you so much again for watching, guys. I appreciate all your faces. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the clouds.